is happening, as we knew it would, right? We all knew it would, and it's happening. Oh, big storm. Big storm. Big storm's coming. Ooh. Yeah, have you seen it yet? Have you scrolled through social media today? Ooh, lordy. Lordy, lordy. Lots of stuff to talk about. Good evening, everybody. It is Sunday. It is January the 18th, and I'm Chris Allen, and this is 270 Weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. And if you're watching, that includes you. So, yes, a lot to talk about. First of all, as you look at radar here at 6:23 p.m. Central Time here on this Sunday evening, there's nothing going on. I mean, it's been a good day. Cold, though. The high was only 30 here in Bowling Green. And that high of 30 happened at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Sunshine, yes, but with the cold air, whoo, did not feel like 30. That 30, by the way, is 16 degrees colder than the normal high temperature of 46. And the low this morning at 7 a.m. here at the Bowling Green Airport, 16 degrees. Whew. We started out with this morning. But looks like things are going to be fairly quiet until we get into midweek. And then this coming weekend, that's when things began to get a little crazy. And crazy in the sense of, well, let me just show you. Let me just show you an example of what I'm talking about. Okay? Let me take this banner down here. Let me go to a different scene. And this that I'm about to show you is just a small taste of what I've been seeing on my social media feeds. So, this is not to point out any one person, but I'm just going to scroll. And as you can see, high impact Arctic outbreak, winter storm threat. Oh, there's me. Let's go on down. Oh, look, Kicks 104. Oh, I'll have to check that out. I remember that station. Oh, look, next weekend, exclamation point. Snow, ice, rain, jet stream. Okay, let me get. Oh, Campbell's tomato soup, big can. Oh, grocery stores. Wait a minute. I know you're thinking, what? What is he doing? I'm just trying to. Now, a while ago when I scrolled through, oh, here we go. I mean, it's almost like every third or fourth thing in my feed posts is about major South winter storm, question mark? Heavy snow, ice storm, the signal is in range, time to start talking about and preparing. Oh me, oh my. I mean, it just, look at this one. Now look, this person just, he thought, okay, I'm just going to make something funny out of this. He calls it the mustache of uncertainty. You know what? I kind of like that because it is uncertain. Crazy. It's crazy. I mean, the craziness is out there. No matter where you look on social media, it's gone bonkers. Okay, we're going to get to it. Just hang on, okay? We're going to get to it. Let's go through the update here on where we are at the moment because this kind of sets the table for what's to come. This is why I go through this procedure every time I do this podcast. It can't all be about that. It's got to be about, wait a minute, what about the before? Like, is the atmosphere going to lay a foundation that's going to give us the possibility of getting various types of winter weather this coming weekend? Well, we very much have cold air, as you know, today. I mean, right now, according to the Kentucky Mesonet Network, most of us are in the 20s, but we did not get that warm today. I mean, most of us stayed in the, what, 30s, low 30s? Wait, come here. Back it up, back it up. There we are. Okay. So here's the high temperatures for today. Wait a minute. Let me make sure. Yep. Guess what? Pretty much where we are right now. Those were the high temperatures today. Like I said, officially at the airport, it was 30 here at the airport. Where did we start this morning? Look at these. 13 at the Corvette plant and the Ag Expo Center. 14 in Morgantown. It was 11 in, Greenville, Central City? Greenville, yeah. 10 this morning, your low temperature in Madisonville. Any single digits? I'm looking for single digits. Well, not around here, but I bet there were some north of us. Well, I could be wrong. I thought maybe there would be some single digits, but no, it was close. 10 was the coldest. Wow. Oh, I see one way over here. Crittenden County, Marion, Kentucky got down to a low of 9 this morning. Whew, doggies, as Jed Clampett would say. No precipitation, of course. It was a sunny day. Winds have been out of the west-southwest and are. They will shift a little more westerly and to the northwest, though, as we get into tonight. Now, the winds right now may keep our temperatures up and not get as cold as last night, but it'll be close. We're still looking at maybe upper teens to about 20. And then tomorrow, with a northwest breeze, we may not make it out of the upper 20s. So yeah, more cold air coming our way. And that's key. That's key because you need to establish a nice, consistent foundation of cold air in order to get something like a winter storm. But as I've always said, here in southern Kentucky especially, we're always right there. We're always on the fence. Sometimes we get it, sometimes we don't. Most of the time, we're not going to get it. But there are some signals. There are some signals beginning to appear, and this is why everybody and their brother is hopping on the bandwagon. As you just saw, numerous people posting things about, next weekend, boy, this is gonna be, well, let's explore, okay? Let's check this out. Here's the current situation. Here we are, pretty quiet. Things are quiet. Here's a warm front back to the west. Here comes another one of those clipper systems right here, right over the Great Lakes. Boom, those things come in here. Little bit of snow, of course, in the Great Lakes, and they've been getting, the Great Lakes have been the place to go in the country pretty much all winter so far. If you want to see snow, you're pretty much guaranteed you're going to get snow if you're anywhere close to the Great Lakes. And sometimes, like we've seen in previous days, those little extensions of a trough of low pressure or a disturbance comes down far enough into the Ohio Valley, and we get something out of it, maybe flurries or a little something like we saw the other day. This one is going to stay far enough north to where we don't really get anything out of it unless you go north of the Ohio River and you get up toward Indianapolis and Cincinnati and Columbus and Dayton, some of those places, yeah, they're going to get some of that lake effect, or with this disturbance coming in, some snow showers as we head into midnight tonight and early tomorrow morning. Now, there is a cold front that is about to pass by. That's the little clipper system. This has nothing to do with this coming weekend. I'm going to get to that. So please just be patient, because all of this and what a lot of these people don't show you or explain to you is the process. There is a process. There is a method to the madness, if you will. And if you don't explain the process, then you're really not going to understand what could maybe take place. Because all they want to do is the instant gratification of, let's throw a map up there that looks really colorful and let's scare everybody to death with what, oh, it might not happen. This is not a forecast. Please do not think this is, well, then quit posting it, for crying out loud, because I've got to go through and explain it. Anyway, there's the front. Front's going to come through, but it's fairly dry. We won't get anything out of it, maybe a few clouds. But tomorrow's going to be cold. As you can see, we've got high pressure, but we've also got the winds coming in from the northwest. It's going to be the breezes are going to pick up overnight tonight. It's going to be a little breezy tomorrow, but mainly sunny and cold. We're going to go about 27 to maybe 30, about where we were today. Now let's get into Monday evening. That system moves away. There's still some lake effect snows, as you can see, going on here. I mean, it's the snow machine in the Great Lakes just keeps on rolling. High pressure takes over in the center part of the country. It's an Arctic high. It's cold. Let's go to Tuesday. High pressure builds. The ridge continues to expand. That's going to help play into, you'll soon see how all the pieces of the puzzle fit. That's going to play into the possibility of what we're maybe going to see this weekend. All right? The signal is there that something's going to take place. The details, though, very sketchy. So here we are, Tuesday evening. Here comes, now this is also something worth watching. You've got a setup here of high pressure east of us. Well, the winds around high pressure go like the hands on a clock. They go clockwise. Winds around low pressure go just the opposite. They go counterclockwise. So you've got this system over the southern Rockies, or now into the plains. Oh, it just reset on me. Don't reset on me. I lost my place. There it is. So every few minutes, that thing resets. So I have to go back to where I was. So here we are, 6 p.m. Tuesday. Here comes a system that's moving out of the Rockies and out of the plains. Here's a ridge of high pressure that's out to the east. Well, guess what? Well, you can see that sometimes when you get a high pressure off east of us, then that brings in moisture from the Gulf. It just taps into that. You can see the first of it right here. Rain in Texas. Then you see this low pressure system, and out ahead of it is some moisture that's just going to be there from the upper flow that's been with us all fall and now into the winter, with these little clipper systems that just one after the other come down. They drag a little bit of moisture with them. So this is going to be a setup to watch late week. Now, as we get into Wednesday, we will get the first taste of not the big system, but a little precursor, little, hey, teaser, here comes a little something on Wednesday. This is Wednesday morning. And as you see here, with the combination of Gulf moisture and another clipper system then we're looking at the possibility that we could have a little mix of something here on Wednesday. This is even Wednesday morning as you're getting up and going to work. But the chances right now are not extremely high, but they're there. And so with Wednesday being more into a short-term window, we're starting to already get some of the finer details of this system. And this one looks like that it could be a little rain or snow mixed, depending on where you are. Now, as far as the fine lines of who gets snow and who gets a mix and who gets rain, this is all preliminary. So again, there we are. There we are. If this is not a definition of being on the fence, that's exactly where we are. As you can see, somebody's going to get snow, somebody's going to get a mix, somebody's going to get rain, because we're right there, right there. So this is why we can't give a definitive, oh, you're going to get snow, oh, you're going to get a mix, and oh, you're going to get rain. Remember when Oprah says, you get a car, and you get a car, and you get a car. Remember that? I wish we were that definitive as to who's going to get what. But Wednesday, we're going to get something. But this is not the big storm that everybody's... See, they've totally bypassed this one altogether. Everybody's focused on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, what's coming there. They've bypassed this one altogether because it's not as exciting. But I've talked about it, and now you know. Now, see, that one's going to go, but it does help establish another piece of cold air with another disturbance, and here we go with yet another one. You see this one? Now, this is the one that really has a nice big chunk of Arctic air with it. There's our departing low, okay? Here comes another little system. There's still Gulf moisture down here, and as you can see, rain. By the way, places like Dothan, Alabama today, which is like way down here, almost to Florida, it's right there. Dothan, this is Florida. They got snow today. Yeah, how about that? Okay, let's go back. This is Thursday. Now, this is when it starts to get fun. Here's Friday. Now, there's a couple of things going on. First of all, here's our clipper. Same kind of clipper system coming in over the Great Lakes, but this one has a really, really deep trough and lots of very Arctic air. And on the southern stream of things, we've got these low pressure systems that are still tapping in a little bit here to some Gulf moisture. So on Friday, the current suggestion is, and remember, this is just a suggestion. This is not how it's going to be necessarily. Suggestions are we would start out with rain because on Friday, we're going to get into the 40s. So that's above freezing. North of us, a mix, then to snow. Now let's go to Saturday morning. And with the southern stream low coming through, meeting up with that clipper system or this Arctic air, then look at all the places that could get snow and some places that might get a mix. And even down south of us, that could be thunderstorms. A whole bevy of weather going on. Now let's go from Saturday to Sunday. Oh, what is this? Oh, what is this now? Wait a minute. What is this? Oh, I see colors. I see lots of colors. I even see, is that supposed to be ice? Yeah, freezing rain. sleet, mix, snow. I mean, there's a little bit of everything there. So, but this is just the National Weather Service take right now on what we could see, and it just reset on me, what we could see next weekend. Is it going to happen like this? It's too soon to say. We can't go there yet. And for anybody going there and trying to make this like the superstorm of the winter, uh, well, you know how I feel about that. Yeah, that right there. All right. Let's go to the European model, which has been very, very, very accurate lately. And we're gonna see what it shows. So here we are right now, big trough. You know, we've got the cold air. There's no doubt about that. You feel it, big, deep, deep, deep trough. Okay, so that's the cold air that's going to be with us again tomorrow. Even though it may warm up, try to warm up a little. It's not going to warm up that much. Now here we go into Tuesday night, now into Wednesday. Here's that little system that I told you was kind of the teaser system. Now, the European model, I'm backing it up and pushing it forward, backing it up, pushing it forward. There's just not a lot there. Okay, that's probably one reason why the hype casters are just kind of bypassing it and they're just going on to the weekend system, because this one's not as sexy, if you will. It's just kind of eh. All right, so we get into Thursday. Cold air still there. We're still very much in a cold air environment. Now we start to see, this is Friday around, 7 a.m. or so. We're going to start to see development back here east of the Rockies, where we get a little bit of snow, and then we start to get rain pushing in as well. The Gulf starts to open up a little bit more, and excuse me, and then the cold air plunge here. We've got all of this kind of, you see how the jet stream's moving and all that. It's all kind of trying to work together. Something's trying to come together here. I'm not, and at this point, it's still too soon to say what's going to come of this. But let's move forward into Friday afternoon. Here we go into now early Saturday. Now, look at this. But let me just enter a caveat here before you get, yeah, I know your eyes are going right to that pink. Okay. If this should actually happen, you're talking about what could be a big ice storm developing over parts of Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, maybe even Mississippi as it moves east, because look how far south our trough is, the cold air. And so the moisture coming off the Gulf, and even I would say some Baja California Pacific moisture moving in, that would set it up for what we call an overrunning, a classic overrunning moisture setup. In other words, when the Gulf opens up for moisture and you've got cold air in place, cold air weighs more than warm air. So you get a cold foundation established and you get warmer air coming off the Gulf. It's, for this time of the year, it's warmer. So that warmer air overrides that cold air. And when that happens, you can get an overrunning situation where if the columns of air are deep enough, cold enough, then you can get the rain changing to a different precipitation type. And so this model is saying and showing that there could be some ice for people south of us. But let's move further. This is Saturday into Saturday afternoon and evening, and look as it spreads north. This is why you're starting to see the bevy of people posting. And even the ones that are a little more honest are saying now, I'm honestly going to tell you that I it's just too soon to say. And for everybody else that's posting out there, I mean, we're all saying the same thing, that something is going to happen. This whole thing right here is what we call a signal. It's a signal that something is taking shape, and well, now we're in the mid-range. We're not really in the long range. We're more into the mid-range outlook here, 6 days away or so. This would be for Saturday night around this time that this would happen. But again, we can't define the lines of who gets ice and who gets snow. The computer forecast models have just kind of painted in what they think is going to happen. But we got to remember, this is where everybody falls off the rails. We've got, and they lose their sense of common sense and reason. You have got to remember that this is 6 days away. But of course, when they're like the ones I showed you that are posting, they're like, but we want to give you plenty of time to prepare. How many days do you need? How many days do you need to prepare for snow or ice, or what are you going to do to stop it? You know, this is where we think we can stop it, or we can change it, or we can. Do you really need 6 days to prepare for this? So, under the guise of, we just want to prepare you for what's coming because we care about your safety. And no, they don't. They just want clicks, likes, and shares. And then they get paid for it. Thank you, Meta. Thank you, everybody else. Yeah, I get paid too. But these guys are getting like thousands and thousands of clicks, likes, and shares. And the more they get, the more money they get. I get a little bit compared to them. And anyway, let's move forward. Here's Sunday. We get into, look at this. This thing, it does kind of hang around for a good 24 hours if it happens like this. This would be Sunday afternoon into Sunday evening. There's kind of almost like two parts to it. That's part number one, and then there's a break, and then there's part number two right there on the tail end. That moves out on Monday. And then cold air still hangs around for us. Okay, so that is a really good, detailed view of what we're looking at. Now, let's go to, and let's look and see if we're going to be cold enough. So here's the model blender. Next few days here is just going to be cold. We're going to go from just trying to hit 30 tomorrow and then get down to 10 tomorrow night. 10. We're going to be warmer tonight than we are tomorrow night. That's because of that clipper, that cold front. Then we warm up into the 30s, even the 40s, possibly even getting close to 50 by Wednesday. And then here comes that first teaser system with a little something. But if we go 47 to 32, right here, 47 to 32, we're going to be on the fence. So that's why I showed you the Wednesday system does not look that impressive. We may get a little something mixed, snow mixed with rain, then that's it. Because then we go back to 43 on Thursday. But now as we get into Friday, and this is the critical time, Saturday, Sunday, right here. Highs only in the mid to upper 20s, lows in the teens. Whatever falls there, it's critical. It's critical that if we're going to be that cold, it's probably mostly going to be snow. And this is taking the blend of all those models and putting it together in the blender, and this is what comes out. And as you see, after that system departs, we're barely going to be above freezing. We may get warm enough to maybe melt, if it snows, melt some of that snow, but look at the nighttime lows staying in the teens after that. So this is why I say this is going to be something, yes, worth watching, worth monitoring. I'm not saying that it's going to happen. Do you need to prepare for this? Well, of course. But like I said, you've got 6 days. 6 days from now, really. Yeah, 6 days. Let's just say 6 days. 6 whole days. You have until this system comes in, which, if the numbers are right, and if the tracking is right, and the moisture is right, if everything lines up, this could be something significant. But as far as who gets what, who's going to get snow, who's going to get ice, who's going to get sleet, freezing rain, thunderstorms. I mean, if this thing shifts a little bit, we could get on the warmer side of the system and we get more rain and maybe thunderstorms, then some snow on the backside of it instead of the ice. I'm not saying that we're going to get ice. I'm just saying so much can happen and shift within 6 days that we should not be panicking right now. We should not be going, oh, have you seen there's this big winter storm that's coming this weekend? Oh my God, what are we going to do? We gotta make all kinds of, we gotta, blah, 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 blah. And you're just all over the place. Let's not go there. It's not soon enough to go there. That's all I'm saying. Not soon enough to go there. All right. But let's say, I'm going to get to your comments because I'm seeing a lot of good comments here. I'm seeing a lot of you. Oh boy, we've got a lot. Oh, we've got a lot of them. And look, bring them on, because after I do this right here, after we say a word from our sponsor, we're going to get to your comments. All right. And please lay it on me. Bring it. I've been around a while. I've done this for a long time. I know. Just let me have it. If you need to let me have it, I can take it. Okay, but let's say, for instance, your power does go off during a winter storm that comes 6 days from now that we're not sure about. So it's that you're not sure about part that should make you go, you know what? I need a generator. What if my power does go off? What am I going to do? Am I just going to sit in the dark without heat, without you know, without anything, no way to cook, no way to do what I need to do. No, you can call R&R Controls and have them talk to you about getting the number one name in generators, which is Generac. R&R Controls can talk to you about what size you need, how big of a generator you need. They can hook it up to your house so that as soon as your power goes off, within seconds, that generator clicks on and everything just keeps running. And guess what? They can make one big enough or get one big enough and install it for your business too. Not just your home, but your business. They've been doing it for years. So I've been telling you something big was going to come eventually this winter, and it could be this next coming weekend, as you saw. So if it happens, are you going to be ready for it? Well, with R&R Controls and a Generac generator, you're going to just keep on rolling. 270-777-2024, the number to call. 270-777-2024. Or you can go to rnrhvac.com, because with R&R, you'll never be without. Now, let's get to your comments and see what's going on, because I know a lot of you are like, okay, well, you kind of teed this up, but why aren't you saying that this is coming? And are you in denial? No, I'm not in denial. I am being very cautious not to dive in, not yet. This thing is like a cake you put in the oven. It's got to bake for a while. My good friend Shane Hollandy, he put that up today on social media, and I thought that's good. So let's get to it. BM 9074. What are your thoughts on that particular storm? Well, we're not sure yet. We're not sure how bad it's going to be. The biggest thing is it going to track in a way here in southern Kentucky in the 270 to bring us either big snow or ice? We don't know yet. It's too soon. It's 6 days away. Yeah. Chad Hagens. And it's coming on the 10-year anniversary. We got that inch of ice and 10 to 13 inches of snow. Yeah. 2016. Yes, I remember. Do I remember? Woo-wee. Yeah. Here's Mildred. We have the whole house generator. We put it in a year after we moved here. We love ours. See, there you go. There's a testimonial of getting a generator like that runs your whole house. Let's see here. Chad, denial is a real in Africa. Yes, it is. All right. Thank you for that little chuckle. All right. All right. I want to get to some of you that's replied or sent a message a few minutes ago. Let's see. Becky says she's ready for spring and summer. Well, you still got to wait a while. Here's Sherry. Bring on the snow. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just trying to see if I thought I saw somebody asking her question. Another question about this system. Kathy is one of those who says, yeah, Bowling Green won't get anything. And then Jane says, snow at the beach. Well, pretty much it was today down in Alabama and the Gulf Coast. And Jane also said, yep, Pensacola, Florida. Pensacola got snow. I know. Jed, who I've here, Jed Highball, who's commented here before and commenting again, just like Jed Clampett. Wee doggy, when is global warming going to take effect? Well, remember, there's if there's global warming, there also has to be global cooling because you cannot have one without the other. Do you ever hear anybody say global cooling? No, they don't. But you can't have global warming without global cooling. Just saying. All right. I'm just scrolling through here. I said, give it to me if you want to give it to me. Here's Peggy. Move on to the forecast. Forget those others. Thank you, Peggy. I still love you. Here's a different Chris. I am more concerned about an ice storm here towards the end of the month. Well, I mean, it's going to be on the 4th, 5th, 25th. That's close. All right. Here's some new, I just got in some new ones. Robbie, I heard Destin got some snow. Destin, Florida. Maybe they did. Here's Brandon. This is a good question. Do you think the cold air keeps the storm suppressed more south? It's possible because as we were looking at where the cold air trough is, with the cold air being established that far south, it could keep it away, or keep it more south of us. But here's the thing. When you get Gulf moisture, that overrunning moisture overruns the layer of cold air that's been established. That's where it gets tricky. That's where we could get a little bit of everything. Rain, freezing rain, sleet, snow, and if it's warm enough, maybe even a thunderstorm before all that happens. It's tricky. It's a very tricky forecast. And so this is why I say we cannot just dive in like some people are trying to be forecasters going, this is what's going to happen. Or if they say, this is not a forecast, so please do not take this as a forecast. But then you've got people looking at those maps and going, oh my God, did you see this? This is what they've got. Here's the thing they've got for us. There is one thing I wanted to show you before I leave, if I can call it up. Now, give me a second here because this may take me just a second to get it. my goodness. Do you understand now? I hope you do, because that right there, this is what every forecaster has to deal with every day, every time we go to something like that. Oh, did you lose audio? Oh, golly, I am so sorry. Um, okay, now, sorry about that. So this is what happens when I make something on the fly. So now you can hear me and you can see me. So, all right, yeah, you didn't. Okay, you didn't hear me. Let me explain this once again. I know I'm sorry I'm taking a long time, but I want to explain this to you. Okay, this is one model, one out of the dozens and dozens and dozens of models. This is one model looking at 144 hours from now, which is 6 days from now, which is Saturday. This is the 30 different outcomes, and it's called an ensemble. GFS model, ensemble, the 30 members of this one model on this one particular hour on this one particular day. Can you tell me which of these is going to be the outcome? Which of those, out of those 30, is going to be the one that's our forecast? Can anybody? 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 Nope. See, that's what I mean. That's what I mean when I say here's somebody's going to take this, probably the first one, maybe the second one, or maybe this one here that's number 11 or number 17, or this one, number 29. Out of the 30 different members of this one model in this 1 hour on this one day, they will clip that and put it on social media and go, look at this. Why don't they pick this one, like number 8? Like number 8, or maybe 14, or maybe number 9. Why don't they post that? Because that's not as sexy. But these with all the colors and everything on them, oh my goodness, that's the big deal. See, this is what I'm trying to tell you. You cannot buy into the hype. It could be any one of these, or even maybe something that's not up there that could happen. This is just one model on one day at one time with 30 different scenarios of an outcome. How are we supposed to know? Well, that's my point. That's my point. Okay, I'm sorry about that. I should have checked and seen that my microphone was not attached to that graphic. That's what happens when you go live. Sometimes this is not nicely edited together and look sharp with all the different words as I say words coming down at the bottom of the screen like TikTok. It's just not that way. But thank you for but there's still several hundreds of you still here watching, and I thank you for that. So let's just, with caution, in the days ahead, I will keep you informed, and please trust the people that you trust and move on past the hypecasters, because they are going to go crazy with this storm. They're going to be all over the place with it, all week long, all week long. And do you really need 6 days to prepare for this? I don't think so. I will let you know when it looks like, hey, this is going to be something we really, really need to pay attention to. But it's 6 days away, so let's just chill. Let's calm down. I'll have an update on everything tomorrow morning on News 40 at 6 a.m. sunrise, 9 a.m. noon. Scott will have something tomorrow night. We'll just keep watching this all week long. Okay? In the meantime, thank you for watching. God bless you. We'll see what happens. I'll see you later.